What's up guys, I'm Kim Hain. And today I wanted to be a quick guide for you guys who are just starting into freestyle or a freestyler but is struggling to find the right freestyle shoes to fit them. So here, today, I will share with you my personal experience since I started freestyle football for 4 years. I used to buy shoes that I thought it's good for freestyle, but then end up regretting it because it's not what I expected. But since I've made so many wrong decisions in the past, I now learned my lesson. That's why today I came here to help you guys to choose the right shoes for freestyle and not end up like me trying to waste your money on things you expect it was good for freestyle but it's not. So I come up with 6 lists for you guys. So for this list, I'm going to number it from 1 to 6 and we're going to start with number 1. But before we started, I want to put a freestyle shoes right here as a reference for you guys to see while I am explaining my tips. So it's going to be easier for you guys to understand. So without any further waiting, let's get started. Starting off with tip number 1 is weight. By weight, I mean shoes that is light. You don't want to freestyle in the shoes that is heavy because heavy shoes will reduce your stamina while doing freestyle tricks and you won't train as far as what you expected in your training session and end up finishing earlier. So my recommendation to get a shoes that is lightweight is below 200 grams or around 170 grams is even more perfect like the 4 freestyle shoes. And that is tip number 1. Moving on to tip number 2 is the sole. You want to find a shoes that is flat sole and made out of rubber because rubber is flexible and flat sole gives you even close contact to the ground. You don't want to freestyle in a shoes that has big sole and stiff. Stiffness can affect your freestyle and it will lead you to slipping off the ground. So by slipping, you don't want to end up in the hospital and breaking your ankles. So try and get a shoes that is flat sole like this. For my tip number 3 is the material of the shoes. I recommend you guys to find a shoes that is made out of mesh material like this. Mesh is very thin and you have full control of the ball, and by mesh you can stall any ball on any parts of the shoes. And not only that, you also have close contact with the ball in the toe box area. So that's why mesh plays a big role in the freestyle shoes. So that is my tip number 3. For my tip number 4 is the flexibility of the shoes. You guys must find a shoes that is flexible. It can be bent in any ways as you want, and flexible shoes is very special for stall trick. Because for stall tricks, if you stall a ball on the sole area, when it slips to any direction, you have full control, so it won't slip and you can continue your stalling for any longer until you are tired. So basically, flexibility is a crucial fundamental in the freestyle shoes. Coming on to tip number 5 is the heel area. So I don't know if this happens to any other freestylers, but for me personally, I really don't like shoes that comes with a heel pad. For most shoes, they are built in with heel pads, and some of them are just the worst. For example, I'll give you a better understanding of what I'm saying. So here is the shoes without a heel pad, and here is the shoes with a heel pad. So if you guys listen carefully, you can hear the difference between these two. So this one you cannot hear anything from it, but this with a heel pad, it's kind of loud, and this area right here is very stiff. So with a heel pad this stiff and hard, you cannot do heel tricks, and it's going to lose control whenever you do a trick with this area. So yeah, try to get a shoes with a heel pad, but if it's with a heel pad, try to find something that is soft and thin. But for me, I really recommend you guys to find a shoes without a heel pad for freestyle, because without a heel pad, this area right here is super thin and you can easily do freestyle tricks with it. Now for the moment of truth, I shall reveal you tip number 6. For this one, you guys try to find a shoes with a flat toe box. It must be flat and wide, because the flatter the toe box is and the wider it is, it's gonna give you more pop of the ball when it comes in contact with this area. But keep in mind that if the toe box of the shoes is already flat and wide, but the sole is made out of a different material from a rubber material, then it will kind of feel a difference from a proper freestyle shoes, because apart from rubber, I don't know, it's just feel weird for me. So yeah, find a shoes that the toe box is flat and wide and attached to a rubber sole. Even though the toe box of the shoes is flat and wide, but the sole is bent in a weird way. Even though you're trying to bend it downwards like this, but it comes to its original state like this. It won't be a good shoes for freestyle, so try to avoid it if you guys can. Now that I have given you all my 6 tips on how to get the right freestyle shoes, I hope this video really helps you out, and I wish you the best of luck finding the right shoes that fits you. Thanks for watching.